Welcome back to Sunrise City. We're continuing our quest, seeking a solution to the incessant clashes between farmers, herdsmen, and now you also hear vigilantes, bandits, you hear all sorts. Well, we're joined now by Chief Shupo Shonibare, who is a legal practitioner. He's an Afenifere chieftain. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you participated in that summit, security summit, organized by the Senate, and they came up with several recommendations. But in that summit, there are those who are wondering, what was the essence of that, and is it likely to achieve or contribute in what way to ensuring that peace reigns and these clashes stop?
Well, you know, the Senate, with the House of Rep, they are the legislative body in this country, and they exercise legislative functions. So several things that need to be amended, changed in our constitution requires them being alive to their functions, and for them to actually do what is necessary to change laws that cannot meet the several security challenges, economic challenges that we have in the polity. So I think the security summit was on Thursday and Monday. Thursday last week and Monday this week. And today we were invited. They invited all social political groups in the 6 zones, and they invited traditional leaders. So basically, I think they just want to hear our own perspective of what we think is the solution to the security challenges in the country, and suggestions of the way forward and what they can do to address the various challenges.
Was there frank talk behind the scenes? And
no, I think there was some unanimity in almost everyone that contributed, even traditional rulers, in coming to this conclusion that devolution of power is a very critical issue that needs to be addressed in meeting all these challenges, and that the issue of whether it's herdsmen, whether it's insecurity in the polity, that we need to devolve powers, that the unitary system in policing is ineffective, that the unitary system, even in running our country, is ineffective. So I think there was some consensus on that.
But you know, listening to this, and then when people remember that the recent amendment to the Constitution had a particular clause suffered not a very good fate in the National Assembly, that those who would then wonder, whoa, so if these were the submissions that they were unanimous about, the participants, how is the National Assembly or the Senate in this case going to respond, having thrown out that amendment?
Well, the advantage, all of us being the electorate, the advantage we have this time around is that elections are coming up in a few months' time. People who have been there exercising legislative and executive functions, who have not been able to address all our challenges, one will imagine that people will not vote for them. And those who are still there, State Assembly, National Assembly, have a few months to show us that they are able to meet the challenges. Otherwise, 4 years is enough time for the legislature to be able to legislate on issues that are troubling. It's enough time for those who are exercising executive functions, governors and the presidency, to be able to display the ability to be able to meet the challenges that we faced in the past 3 years. So really, elections is a test of people's acceptance of the performance of people who have been exercising legislative and executive functions, and if people feel that they've not met up to the standards they expect, then one will imagine that they will seek an alternative to those who are exercising those functions.
What expectation was drawn from this meeting concerning the herders-farmers clashes?
Well, I think the submission of most of us was that it requires devolution of power as well. If we look at the issue of farmers and herdsmen, the states have powers to make laws on issues that pertain to land. the issue of even regulating livestock in a state, it's the prerogative of the state to make laws even on that as well. So states can actually determine the laws that they wish to implement to restrict the movement of livestock in their states. The problem is in enforcement. Enforcement is not in the hands of the state. And I think at the summit that we had on Monday, the suggestion of Afenifere was that we need to look at policing not as, even when it's devolved, not as a function for a governor to direct the operations of professional operations of the police force. And that if we look at other climes, when we look at other countries, we even look at what's happening in South Africa, the police in all stable democracies have autonomy in operations, and they're independent of political power. So what we've suggested, part of what we've suggested is that, and it's even consistent with, I think, what the 2014 confab recommended, is that there should be, even at the federal level, the Police Service Commission should be the one that is responsible for appointing and promoting even the Inspector General of Police and senior police officers. The Inspector General of Police should not feel that he is the appendage of any government that's in power. He should be a professional who exercises enforcement powers according to the constitution of the country and not what the president tells you. So it should be the same situation even when powers are devolved to the state, that the governor will not be the one actually that is directing the commissioner of police on issues of operations. All what the executive does is to actually look at its budget and provide the funding for the police to carry out its duties, but the police should be independent. And I think at the summit as well, we were suggesting independent police force, even at local level, government level, and that any level of government that is able to make laws should have an enforcement agency that is able to actually enforce those laws that that level of government.
Would that be local government police?
Yes, that would be local government police. Yes.